Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, 17th September 2025, Aries. You should feel optimistic today with confidence in your ability to accomplish anything that you set your mind to. If you're working towards a specific goal, and you should be, something is likely to happen today. It will propel you much closer to realizing your goal. So what's the next step? Please take action. Taurus, you can expect some big changes. All the hard work you've been doing to develop your confidence is showing, and this is attracting opportunities like bees to the honey. On top of this, your passion is high right now, so set aside private time with your mate. Plan a romantic evening, open a bottle of wine, and please celebrate. Gemini, don't overreact today. Your biorhythms are low. In fact, you may be feeling a bit under the weather. There's no point in trying to keep up a cheerful front. People will see through the bullshit. You will be better served by spending time on solo activities. That way, you could spend some time stretching in bed, especially as you're meant to be today. Cancer, a long-term project reaches a positive conclusion, one that may have a dramatic impact on your finances. You've sold your manuscript to a publisher or successfully concluded a project that's dear to your heart. This success should give you the confidence you need. Don't forget to make time to celebrate. Leo, change is good, but it could be scary when it comes suddenly. That's what you feel today when someone announces a major change without warning. You're not sure how to react to the news and you haven't a clue how it affects you. All you can do now is wait. Try not to panic. In the end, you'll see that these changes will benefit everyone, including you. Virgo, you're eager for information on a particular subject and will go to great lengths to get it. Before heading off to the library, why not take an online search? You might find everything you need without leaving your chair, but your search might necessitate going to the primary source, so travel will be involved. Libra, you may receive a windfall from an unexpected source. Perhaps an uncle died and remembered you in his will, or an old legal settlement has finally come through. Whatever the source, the extra income is welcome now. Your vivid dreams may not seem related to this financial upswing, but I'm letting you know they're related. Scorpio, you receive some new insight about an important person in your life and your relationship takes a dramatic turn for the better. You feel you now know this person completely and your closeness borders on the profound. This new alliance could also have positive repercussions on your finances. Sagittarius, when the thought of going to work makes it hard to get out of bed, know that the time has come to get another job. Also, that's probably not something you can do now. You could be extra kind to yourself. Give yourself a present. Find something you thoroughly enjoy that would perk up your spirits and cost a little. Capricorn, romance is in the air and you must be breathing a lot of it today. Your blood is boiling, your passion surging, and a romantic dinner for two is in the cards. You'll be inclined to shop for clothes, but curb your appetite for material goods. What you really want doesn't come in a box, so why waste your money? Aquarius, you'll be the happiest away from prying eyes today. You're not in the mood to be friendly or participate in idle gossip. It seems you've been having the same conversations with the same people for some time now. You're feeling so bored you could scream. To avoid doing just that, spend some quiet time alone today if you can. Pisces, just when you thought things were settled, life takes another turn. Today brings yet another one of these turns, so hold on. You may receive some information that has a dramatic impact on your life. Perhaps you'll receive an opportunity to move to another state or country. Perhaps you'll decide to get married. One thing is clear, your future looks promising. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, 17 September 2025. Do have yourself a blessed and wonderful day.
Let me tell you the perks of my job, our job, Can you guess what this is? I know some of you are saying because you figure you know things. You have people looking at this right now and don't know what it is. So can you guess what this is? But anyways, we'll get back to that. Let's go over to the news department. Let's see what they're working with.
Good morning. Time now for the news with me, Timothy Polio. St. Lucia's Creative Industries Minister, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, is defending government support for the island's creative sector while laying out plans to better measure its economic impact.
The Ministry of Creative Industries have been in touch with the Statistical Department. We've designing a model for the measurement of the contribution, and it is being tested, it is being finalized, and the hope is very shortly we will have instruments that can be used to measure Even the one for tourism, we are still refining it. But you are right. And I keep saying that all the time because when I sit in the Ministry of Finance and the Minister of Finance and I'm arguing for more money for carnival, for jazz, for the different creative expressions, I have to justify it. Now you can say, look, we can see the evidence of it, but that's anecdotal. We need to have hardcore data that can say, look, it contributes 10% to the economy or 15% to the economy, and we have to be able to do so.
Dr. Hilaire, who is also Tourism Minister, confirmed that discussions are underway to reduce taxes on regional air travel and attract more Caribbean visitors. He revealed that next year's Jazz and Arts Festival will put more focus on community arts event. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is vowing to defend his country's sovereignty amid what he calls a new wave of aggressions from the United States. Speaking at a press conference on Monday, Maduro said the pressure from Washington is not just political, but judicial, diplomatic, and even military, pointing to the deployment of U.S. naval and air forces in the Caribbean.
And the official information that they are giving is that it was a military attack. This means that it was calculated and then filmed through various cameras, an attack that over people that weren't at war, weren't threatening military, any country. If they were committing a crime, they have laws. In every countries of the Caribbean and the region, we have laws from the United States to Trinidad. We have laws for the intervention of an ongoing crime for criminals at sea and criminals in air and at land.
Maduro also thanked allies like Russia, China, and Iran for their support and called on CELAC, the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, to hold a special peace conference for the region. We continue the broadcast with news that in preparation for the long-awaited transition to St. Jude Hospital's state-of-the-art facilities at Auger-Vieux-Fort, staff recently completed a 4-day specialized training program designed to raise healthcare standards and reinforce workplace safety.
It's very essential to ensure that there is proper communication, especially when it comes to proper handling of biohazard waste, understanding infection prevention and control, and of course, avoiding any risk for hospital-acquired infections. So there must be the collaboration between the departments. For example, the housekeepers would be the ones clearing the biohazard waste. Is it in the right container?
The training held from September 9th to the 12th focused on hospital cleaning protocols and team building, ensuring employees are fully prepared to provide the highest level of care once operations begin at the new site. Finally, from us this morning, the National Insurance Corporation, NIC, has expanded its reach with the opening of a new branch at Blue Coral Mall in Castries, aimed at easing customer congestion and improving accessibility for persons with disabilities.
Great. So it helps out a lot of people in terms of they don't have to go to the waterfront area, to the main source, and at least they could come here to get what they need to be done.
The branch, which opened on September the 1st, offers the same full range of services as NIC's waterfront office and is part of the corporation's ongoing effort to enhance customer experience. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. We need to take a short break. We'll be back. We'll be back. We call it luck if you want to call it that, but we had some amazing privileges sometimes to follow up on things that probably other people might not have the privilege of following up on. But how about something down the line of life after deportation? Yes, there is such thing, and there is such one. And we had the opportunity of connecting with Eddie. Eddie, you're blessed. We have this thing. We don't jump on the bandwagon, you understand? We let things settle down. we look at things from all angles, and then we say, all right, now is the right time to talk. Because when you hear people talking emotions and they're talking, you understand,
Yes.
sometimes you don't really get the gist of what you're dealing with. This gentleman here is no stranger to you. You've seen him. We've heard about the stories. I mean, he was the one who put it out himself.
Yes.
They deport him and destabilize him. I mean, all that he knew, he was living a life over there with, everything. That was your life. That's what you knew. You understand? And boom, just like that. It was just pulled from under, the rug was just pulled from under you, and you're back home, and you understand at the time, I guess you were feeling a little bit hopeless, but we want to talk about life after deportation, because let me tell you, you look like you're doing well, eh? Eddie, you look like they did you a favor, brother.
Well, I like to say that in my vlogs, greetings and welcome to another episode of Life After Deportation
That's right.
and Elevation.
That's right.
Yeah, because definitely I believe everything is perspective, and I believe that sometimes certain things happen to us, and then it's when you look at it from a certain vantage point, you might feel like, oh, this, like you said, it's unfortunate, but sometimes it's fortunate.
Blessing.
Yes, but it's a blessing indeed. So I'm here, and I'm rooted. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say, and
Right.
and that is
You settled in?
yes,
Right. So
I'm
now
rooted.
you don't look so bleak again from your standpoint. You have decided, well, this is what it is. I'm going to make the most of this.
Of course.
So what are you doing now? I know you've been getting down to your music and all of that, and really getting into the creative space. The inspiration has been coming.
Yes, definitely. It stemmed from just the outcry of the people that I was around in deportation. Just seeing so many fathers and so many families that's been, destabilized by what happened, and it always lingered in my mind that I have to be a voice for the voiceless always. And being that I'm a musician, I'm an artist, that's one of the ways I communicate, and I relay my message to my audience. So being here, like I said, I'm rooted, and that's the name of my next album.
album coming
Yes,
up, man. Come on, Eddie.
It's called Rooted, and because I'm rooted, and I'm rooted in faith, I'm rooted in love and light, I'm rooted on my home. It's like the home playing ground. You know what I'm saying?
What
So,
about the kids? Are they still over there? What is it?
Well, the offsprings, like I said, everything is in the hands of the Almighty, and that's the best place where things supposed to be, in the hands of the Lord. But we definitely still are trying to appeal our case in family court, because we're trying to overturn anything that has any regards to custody, because I never felt like I ever lost custody of my children. That is man-made, you understand? But we're definitely trying to file appeal, because after deportation for me, they went as far as taking the children from I'm saying from my grass, and I'm placing them in foster care. Yeah.
That must be a sore point, nonetheless.
Yeah, but that's the reason.
How do you hold it, man? How do you, because this, we're talking now, they
Yeah.
could do you what they want. I have this thing I say, yo, people can do me
Yeah.
what they want, But when it comes to my children, that's my sore point. How are you holding this, man?
Because I definitely believe that after I had my first near-death experience, that I was living on purpose. So I believe that I'm a spiritual being having a physical experience, no matter how it is. I chose that path. I chose to come in this body, in this vehicle, to be exactly where I am today, going through what I'm going through, and knowing that I am resilient, and I can overcome anything with the power of the Most High. So when we have that kind of mindset, so we go through things, and then we go through it, and we grow through things. So I'm growing, and I'm as a human being, I'm growing as an artist, I'm growing in every aspect. So I welcome these challenges, and I know that my children, they like I said, in the hands of the Lord, and in due times everything will manifest. So yeah, man.
You see that note there, Eddie?
Yeah.
I live in it there. You see that? You see that
there.
little part there? That little part there is all the inspiration that we need.
Yes.
But we're gonna continue to keep you
Yes.
and the kids in our prayers, and keep creating, man. I like where you are. I'm not afraid for you no more.
Yeah,
You're
definitely.
safe. You're definitely
And
safe.
definitely look out for the album.
The album.
Rooted is coming on September
a date?
September 26th.
Come on, we gotta come
We have
out.
13 tracks, and we got some artists from Senator featured as well as on there. So it's gonna be a lot of gems, and it stemmed from everything I went through. I just
Put it in
I
there.
cried on that album.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, not the call to cry.
Yeah.
Different cry. Soul cry.
Yes, indeed.
Soul cry.
Much love and light.
Definitely love and light.
Yeah.
Eddie,
Yes.
you're blessed.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Yeah, and I have my go over because, we covered something along the line of pottery making and all of that, but somewhere in the mix, a guava end up in it. Listen, a lot of strange things happen when we're out in the field, but lovely, lovely lady. And You know, she's into some amazing creative stuff. Different, but really cool.
I was telling you about how I leaned into the fact that I was a klutz.
Why?
And because I was such a klutz, I had to learn how to control the flops.
Why?
And find the beauty in the flop. Mm-hmm. Now, most people would look at this vase and just think it's a flopped vase. Now, what a potter will tell you is this is an impossible vase, because if it's at this point, you cannot get it to stay at this point without support, without collapsing, because this is literally on the verge of collapse. And if you want a little bit of political, I made this when I realized that the America was done for, basically. When I was looking at American society and I thought, this was made in 2023. Oh. Anyway, I felt desperate because I thought things were on the verge of collapse. Mm-hmm. So I thought, I'm going to push this pot until it is literally on the point of it's going to just fall, and I'm going to find a way to save it without propping it up. Oh. So what I did was I strengthened it at the bottom here. I found the pressure points and strengthened it, and I got it, and I call it my depressed vase, because it's about to collapse, but it doesn't. It's still strong, and it's still functional, and it's a beautiful thing to put flowers in or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? What you're saying. People sometimes get depressed and they think it's the end, or nah. Even if you're on the verge of collapse, you can still save yourself.
Oh, that's a perfect note right there. Now, this is an amazing potter, and she studied it, and she got introduced to that in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Okay, it was an accident. I was in Manchester and I was exploring different things because I was 49 years old and I wanted to retire at 50. But I knew you had to find something to occupy yourself. Absolutely. Because if you don't, you die quick. I swear to God, people were just dropping because they got home and they had nothing to do and they didn't know how to cope with that. Right. So I thought, right, 49, I'm going to find what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And I was doing photography. I can't draw. I discovered that. I was doing all sorts of stuff, trying to find something that really gripped me. Yeah. And a friend of mine sent me an email with the principal of the German school of Vietnam. And he basically said he wanted to do a syllabus, a new syllabus. He wanted to design one. And I designed syllabi for schools and things. And so I said, okay, this is what you need to do. And I explained very clearly what he had to do. And the next day he sent me a contract. And I said, no, I didn't. He said, well, don't you want to come and do it? And I'm like, no. Literally, because I'd only just moved back into my house after years away. And I didn't want to pack up again. But I also have a rule that I don't say no. So I looked through the contract and I found all the things I didn't want to do. And I said, okay, I'm not doing this. But then he's a reasonable guy who really wanted me to go there. So he kept saying, okay, then.
So there was practically no excuse, really.
And he didn't give me an opportunity to say, oh, well, then I can't come. No. Do you know what I mean? He just kept saying yes to everything. So I ended up going to Vietnam with a fantastic contract that gave me Fridays off.
Right.
So I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And if I was clever, I could come back. So I was thinking I could do all my traveling, because traveling was my thing, going to different countries. And I thought I'd go to a different country every weekend. And I started doing that. And then I accidentally went to a team building exercise with my colleagues, and it was pottery. And it turned out I was quite good at it. And then I found a pottery close by and I started going, and I took their beginner's course. And from that point, she never got rid of me, the poor woman. I took every course that they had over the course of the year. I took every course. And then when all the courses were done, I just turned up every week, 3 times a week, and spent hours in her studio just doing my own thing. Wonderful. And then I went back to Manchester, and then I just carried on making pottery. And then I thought, I had a business in the UK, so I knew my stuff would sell. So when I decided to move here and retire, then I just thought, well, I can build a business here. Absolutely. And
And here we are.
And
And here we are. And here we are. Full blown, retired, doing something so she don't die. And having fun.
pensions.
No, she's got pensions. We can't die. Are you kidding me? We can't die.
I can't. I have to survive till I'm 67 because that's when my last pension kicks in. I'm going to be rich then.
Amanda Murphy is a character and we love her. I don't think this is the last time we're going to see her at all either. But her pottery making and the skills, what happens here is magic. I'm going to take my tour. Sorry, guys.
Welcome to your holistic path to wellness with Dr. Tanya Bobran. Let's talk belly bloat. I know that you're sometimes frustrated by that stubborn belly bloat, even when you're eating healthily and exercising and doing everything you think you can do that's healthy. I just want to know you're not alone. Bloating isn't just uncomfortable, it can be really draining, and I know that from first-hand experience. It even shakes your confidence and make you feel like your body is working against you. But often, bloating isn't the real problem. It's a message that your body is sending you that something deeper needs attention. I just want you to remember something. Bloating and stubborn belly fat are really just about what you eat or how much you move. They're often the result of a chain reaction inside your body, and it starts in your gut. Your gut is home to trillions of organisms, microorganisms, and when they're in balance, your digestion flows, your energy level is amazing, your inflammation stays low. But when that balance is disrupted by stress, poor sleep, nutrient deficiencies, infection, even food sensitivities, your digestion will slow down, gas will build up, and even some form of inflammation can then trigger water retention and then fat storage around your midsection. In functional medicine, we look at deeper. Instead of asking, what can I take to make this go away? I ask, why is this happening in the first place? That means looking at your gut health, looking at your hormones, your stress levels, your environment, your sleep patterns, nutrient status, and more. And sometimes, the answers are incredibly simple. Eat more fiber from vegetables, from fruits, from peas and beans to feed the good bacteria in your gut. Ensure that you drink enough water because your digestive tract needs water to do its job. It needs liquid, fluid. So you need to drink enough water. Many of us eat way too quickly. So if you start to consciously eat slowly, chew your food thoroughly, and avoid constant snacking, your digestion has time to reset and your body actually breaks down the food and absorbs the nutrient it needs. And finally, support stress. High stress levels can actually impact how the gut works and can increase bloating. When you take this functional medicine whole body approach, you start to notice more than just a flatter stomach. You'll feel lighter, you'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, you'll have less brain fog, you'll think clearly, and you have more energy for the things that you love. I want you to remember, you are more than a symptom that needs to be silenced, more than a number on the scale, more than a prescription, more than a lab test. Your body is talking to you through your energy levels, through your digestive system, and in functional medicine, we are ready to listen, to get to the root cause and not just reduce the bloat with a prescription, but actually look at why it's happening so that you can reclaim your energy, your confidence, and your joy.
I tell you, this is the thing, Kendrick. This Latene. That's the thing that's make the wine with. So Kendrick and I is arguing. And I tell Kendrick, but that look like the thing, the man in Denver, what's his name again? Does make the wine with, that's not Latene? Anyways, somebody could direct me, but that is our show. In the meantime, let me stick to what I know. That's Gobo.